Hey everybody, Mike McFly here. I'm at World Rollout Day in Gainesville, Florida. This is like a coordinated event that's happening all over the country, or at least in Atlanta and Gainesville. Wait till you see how many skaters we have with us today in Gainesville. We're gonna be going down the Hawthorne Trail, and I just had to get some clips for you guys. And look at all of these skaters. Nothing but fun. What do you think about all these wheels in one place?
It's a beautiful thing, bro. It's all about community. At the end of the day, you know, you can do tricks, but it's all about community.
Yeah.
Unity.
Yeah, there's unity in community.
Yeah. Ronnie, what do you think about this, bro?
It's great.
Yeah. I got to see the Volos, man. So good. What do you think about the turnout?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's I'm actually like my heart's bursting.
Yeah. All right. So now we're about 6 miles down the road at the one of the Paynes Prairie overlooks. And again, I just wanted you guys to see the vibes. Got more skaters here than we've ever had, so great time. Not at all. I'm absolutely exhausted. We just pushed the limit, went super fast. I think about 7 or 8 miles with some uphill, downhill. Now we got, good vibes, got music, got water, got frozen, ice pops, got Pete, all the friends, and so it's been fun. Come to Worldwide Rollout Day, probably about a year from now. And if you're anywhere in North Florida, come check out Gainesville Skate Night. Every Wednesday at 6:15 meetup, 6:30 rollout at Depot Park in Gainesville, Florida. Have a good one, guys. Okay, so we just got finished with World Rollout Day. Now we're at the skate park, and I just have to test my new skates out. Briefly, anybody who follows the channel knows I've been on the same Aeons for the greater part of 3 years. I did have a pair of Colts for like 2 sessions last summer, but I just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling those. So anyway, I have a brand new pair of skates for the first time. My buddy Jarrell hooked me up. I also have an old pair of Kaiser Slimlines that I threw on them. I got my Jad straps and my rollerblade blank liners. And let me show you the setup. I got these boots for $50. Again, thank you to my friend Jarrell. Really appreciate it. Let's see the setup. Okay, so I got a pair of Razors SLs. This is the 1011 shell. Got blank liners. Got Jad straps. The sole is one of the biggest on the markets. This is actually bigger than my Aeons. It's about 43, 44 millimeters wide in the front and back. Got the Slimline 2s. I haven't weighed the overall setup yet. I will put that on the screen, put them on the digital scale when I get home, see how they compare to my Aeons, which riding flat were 3 pounds per skate. So we'll see how that compares. I'm gonna experiment with an anti-rocker. I do have back problems. I have a herniated disc and a torn disc. And so, I've talked about that over the years, again, for anybody who's been around for a while and watched the channel. And so I feel like no one cares when I 540 gaps. No one cares when I jump off roofs. No one cares really when I do flips. But everybody loves grinds. You can get so much like cred online for doing grinds, and I am very good at grinds. I just never focus on them. So I'm riding anti to try to lock myself into focusing, lock myself into focusing on grinds. So that's what this setup is for. And so compass wheels, thank you Bryce, he's kind of perma-loaning them to me. 50/50 UHMW anti-rockers with bearings, 50/50 APEC 9 bearings, Kaiser Slimline 2s, the Razor SL. This is my first experience on the SL. I did skate the Aragon 2s. Let me switch the camera. So the first Razor's SL boot that introduced this boot mold was the Aragon 2, all black SL. And I skated those at a skate park back then in 2009, and I hated them. They felt like trash. But there's been so many revisions and iterations. They've probably released like 30 to 40, maybe 50 SLs over the years, probably like 30-ish. And they've improved everything on it. It's the same boot mold, but you know, different plastics, different everything, different hardware. I think the cuff's been updated. Sole plate's probably been tweaked. So it's a whole different skate from when I skated in 2009, and I'm a whole different person. You know, 30 pounds heavier and 15 pounds old, or 15 years older. So anyway, I've rambled for too much. Let's do first impressions on my Razor's SL setup. And I'm smoked from skating the trail, so probably just do a couple clips here. But it's been a couple weeks, and I want to thank you guys for hanging on while my uploads have been sporadic. You know, my car's been broken down, so enough excuses. Let's skate. Okay, sorry for my lens. Looking a little iffy right now. I don't have a good cleaning cloth with me. But anyway, I'm relearning the grind. I have spent, you know, 2 years here, 2 years there, you know, over my 25 years of active aggressive skating on anti-rocker, but it's been a while. Typically when you back royale, like obstacles, you kind of like grind the side of it so you don't get wheel bite on your like third wheel. But you know, on anti-rocker, you stand up on it, and that leads to a lot more sliding. But you know, I'm just relearning it from scratch, and I'm kind of swimming in the skates. I gotta add some insoles and stuff. But anyway, here's my clips for the night. Okay.
Nice.
I'm shot. We'll continue this next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. All right, little epilogue for the video. I'm just talking out loud. And I'm running these compass wheels that Bryce bought to have like a kind of a fun free skate setup. So I'm running compass wheels, and I think they're just too soft. They're sapping so much power from me that I can barely skate around. I don't think it's just the anti-rocker, it's the wheel compound. And you know, the bearings might be questionable. They're ABEC 9 50/50s, but the first run of ABEC 9 50/50s I got from my buddy Lawrence. I love Lawrence. They only lasted like 3 or 4 months, which is good, but the lubricant kind of wore out, and these probably need to be re-lubed. And they're not like the most expensive bearings on the market, and the wheels are too soft, so I gotta tinker with the setup. But the SL first impression was really good. Again, I'm swimming. I'm gonna add some insoles, but you know, I'm not giving up on anti-rocker. I'm not giving up on SLs. So look forward to me kind of tinkering with the frames and the wheels and the bearings and the liners and the insoles. So, for probably the third time, have a good one, guys.